En un mundo lleno de un montón de información, we wish to share our truth with you, as two bilingüe latinas en Nueva York.
La mayoría de cosas que hablaremos serán basadas en nuestra experiencia, and we invite you to join us on this journey. Welcome to Taco Nosotras
con
Hellen y
Steph. Hey guys! You're Steph today.
Welcome back.
What's going on? Today's a little cloudy, but do you guys like our new place? You can't see much, but it's really nice. Yeah, it's very spacious. The windows are big. There's plants, so we love that.
I like it.
You look different.
Do I dye my hair.
Ooh.
I was thinking to do it for so long.
I know.
For so long. It was hard. It was, for me, usually, no, never mind. I was gonna lie. There are some decisions that are hard for me to make, and this was one of those.
Why?
Because appearance, I guess.
Hair is a big deal.
It is. And most because my hair is not any type of hair. It's like, it's big, it's like an afro.
It's curly, it's.
So whatever I do on it is gonna be like, boom.
Very noticeable, yeah, that's true. Oh my goodness, I know.
Yeah, and I've been through like a lot with my hair.
As you guys know, we spoke about that last season.
And then now doing red, I always wanted to do red, so my mom dyed her hair red. I have my niece and my nephew, they're natural red hair. My brother is natural red hair.
That's so pretty.
And then I have like two cousins that they're red hair. So red hair, I'm always like, if we talk about types, I also like red hair.
Really? Like, ¿cómo se dice?
Pelirrojo.
Pelirrojo.
Yeah.
Pero natural. O...
Natural.
Y con...
Yes, the whole package.
I have fake freckles today. Oh, that's so cute.
But I feel like it's because I grew up seeing that red hairs in my family. And I remember que yo me ponía a peinar a mi sobrina. We were both like the same age. And I was like always grabbing her hair, playing with her hair because her hair was so perfect, it was red.
Aww.
And then my mom, ella se pinta el cabello rojo since I can remember too.
Okay.
And then my brother is redhead. So I've seen red hair like my whole life. So I feel like that was like, how would I look like? And then here I am with red hair. Should I tell you a little bit about the experience with my hair?
Yeah, let's hear it. How did it go?
So, the first time that I did it wasn't good. I have to redo it again. And then I like it better. But not only that, it was also like the way that I see myself. It was kind of hard. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. But like, I lost my confidence. For like a whole week. This is my second week with this hair. And the first week I didn't feel comfortable with myself. Because, of course, it's new. Like, how old am I? I'm 28.
Yeah.
So I've been 28 years seeing my hair black.
Way.
But this one, I pushed myself to do it because of that too. Like, I want to like...
okay.
We are not all physical, you know. We're most, and then I know that about myself. I know that I give more than whatever people see on the outside. And then, so I did that. I did it to push myself and to see how I would look like. And the first week was bad. Like, I would go outside and I'm like, ugh. And I didn't want people to see me or talk about, but like, how people is gonna notice because it's red hair.
Yeah.
So everybody actually like everybody was like, oh, you look great and everything. And I was like, I didn't feel like that at all. I wanted people to stop talking about my hair. And I was like, that's crazy. They're not gonna do that. They don't know what I'm going through on the inside. So that helped me in different ways. One, to see like why people sometimes have insecurities, even though the world tells you like you're good, is whatever you have on the inside.
Exactly.
Now on my second week with my hair, I feel like my confidence is back. I don't think this is my hair color forever.
Yeah.
But like I know I can like this doesn't define me. My hair
Exactly.
doesn't define me. It doesn't. Like what if I lose all my hair? What if I go bald?
Right.
How am I gonna feel like I am not my hair
Yeah.
and I am not my outside? And then I was being the same. I was being the same at work with my friends, and I'm like, okay, so that helps me to keep like a balance in my life from the way that I show myself on the outside and then on the inside. And that also makes me think about when we judge people from the way they look.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I was in Colombia because in our church that's what you do. If they wear jewelry, if they have tattoos, if they have like a crazy hair color,
you'll be like, oh.
And I used to do
like,
that.
What's their story? Like, why do they look like that? It's different. Different sometimes is uncomfortable.
It is. It is. So now I feel my confidence is back. And how did I get it back? My mindset. Everything that I've told you, I've been telling myself the whole week, and then now I feel great. Like and then I can see it also. I see the reaction of people. Like the first week, I was like, I'm hiding. I didn't want people to talk about it, and now I'm like, hey, here I am. Look at me. This is me. I am going to occupy my space in the planet, and you have
whatever. And because our identity isn't rooted in what other people think. Who is it rooted in?
Me and God.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, if we try to think like what God thinks about us, his plans are like, hey, you're gonna have a healthy body in 5 years. You're gonna have a 6-pack. No, it has nothing to do what God has for us. ¿Me explico? Entonces, si Dios, sus planes son de éxito, de felicidad, de joy, we use that word, joy, for you to be joyful, for you to have a family, for you to feel fulfilled on the inside. Why do we worry so much about the outside?
Societal standards. There comes a point where there's like a piece that I think is a spectrum. Because like you said, like your hair, for a small moment, it disrupted that stillness and that like firmness in your identity. You know, I'm similar, right? Like if I don't like something, I need to cover it or either get a style or because it affects my day to day. Like sometimes you can let it affect your day to day. Like you can let it maybe not be as productive, not smile more, not laugh more. Like it really can have an effect as women because of the pressure they put on us to always be look good, look cute. And there's this TikTok, and I feel like I can relate, and I think you can too. It's like when you feel depressed, oh no, just get your hair done, you'll be fine.
And it happens.
So yes, it does.
It's crazy how do we let those things to affect our moods, or like you say, your day to day.
Yeah, but there's a verse that I really like, 2 Timothy 1:7, that God gives us a spirit of power, love, and self-discipline. Do you feel like this week you felt any of those emotions and how power, love, and self-discipline?
Yes. So I'm a very secure woman. I am. I recognize that. I'm not scared to say it. Some people is like they have good things and they're scared of saying it. And I'm like, no, I'm secure. But that took me a while. I wasn't born like this. It took me, my mom, it took, your environment helps to that, my friends.
Yes, that's huge.
So I built that for years. And then in 1 week, it was shaken. That's crazy. So talking about power.
Getting it back, yeah.
Getting it back, it was mentally. It's it's funny because it took me just a week because I already practiced for years. So no, this is not you. I have to I call it auto therapy.
Yeah.
you self-therapy.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. So I did that 2%, and I'm like, that has nothing to do. And then I start looking in the mirror more and more and more, and I'm like talking to myself, and I'm like, you look good. Like, look at the same eyes, same smile. Your curls are there. Like, what are you talking
Naming
about?
things, like putting,
Yes. Like the things that you have.
Right.
Because we also focus on what we don't have.
Yeah.
And then, so I got my power back.
Okay.
My love. Self-love is an unending journey. Unending.
Mm-hmm.
There is no like a line that you cross and I'm like, boom, I'm here.
That's it. It's over. We're finished.
Never. So that love was always there, but it was like, I never stopped loving myself. Self-love was always there, fluctuating, like, and then discipline. That's the other one?
Mm-hmm. Self-discipline.
Self-discipline. That for me is funny. We can talk another day on that. Because I choose in what to be self-disciplined. Yeah. And then I can do it. But if I'm lazy and I don't want to do it, I won't do it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But that's how my mind works. So yeah. For this self-discipline, I didn't kind of needed it. It was just
like your routine already is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is there. It changes. Like, here's the thing. I'm not too strict to myself.
Rigid. Mm-hmm.
No. And again, we can talk about that in a whole episode. But like, you shouldn't be hard on yourself like that.
Some people function that way.
Yes. And if that doesn't, but exactly, that's another whole episode because that works for them. For me, some Sundays I'm like, I'll put an alarm like 7 a.m. and by noon I have so many things done and I'm like, I feel great. But some Sundays I just feed my cats, go back to my bed and watch a show. And that feels great too. Mm-hmm. But I know some people cannot be that flexible.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, self-discipline is
good. Because then you don't have those expectations of like, oh my gosh, I didn't get this done. And now my whole day is ruined or something like that. No.
Yeah, it's mentally. I used to think like that, and I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. It doesn't, like, it's not the end of the world if you didn't do your laundry on Sunday. You know what I mean? I can do Monday, I can do Wednesday. I have extra clothes. Just hide it, don't see it. I don't know. Like, there are ways to help yourself to not feel that way for things that, like, you put on yourself. Nobody told you, like, if you don't do this by 4 p.m. on Sunday, you're a failure.
I know.
It's everything.
It's what society puts out. It's what social media puts out. It's like, it's honestly, I think it's an American thing. We're very individualistic and like our value equals our productivity. Like we have to get this done. We have to graduate by this year. We have to be married by this year. It's very like, I don't know, production based. But that's not how God wants us to live. I think for me this week, I felt power. I started a new side job as an assistant, and I was able to like stay strict on my boundaries, and that felt good. Because boundaries is like we talked about boundaries before. It's sometimes it's a journey, and like some people get it faster, some people it might take a little bit longer. And for me, it took a little longer. And I'm really happy to say that, like, if I give you a time frame of when I'm able to do certain things, if you ask me to do something for you in a different time, I'm not available. I can do this for you in a few hours. Is that that's it. I didn't even ask if that's okay. I was like, yeah, I'll do it then. And they're like, okay. So being able to stick to that, they notice that and they don't overstep because you stick to it. Mm-hmm. So that's how I felt powerful this week. I felt love in self-love. Is that we're self-love? I feel like self-love for me is like feeding myself healthy food, going on a run, like my temple, feeding my temple in ways that like spending time with God, I realized that I put a lot of pressure on myself of like how I spend time with God because of what I see. So like I need to have devotion. I need to read the Bible. I need to take notes. And this week I didn't get to do it as much, but what I did do was when I was running, like I play gospel music. And like literally, like I'll be having my hands out when I'm running, and like my eyes closed sometimes, like for a little bit, so I don't trip. But it felt really good. So I'd say I felt love there, and then the self discipline kind of goes hand in hand with just like having more of a routine. You know, going to the gym. I gave myself grace because I did have my monthly girl this week. So I was tired, but I didn't force myself. Like I did rest because I had no energy. And it was like, I don't want to, like, yeah. So they were going to focus like on like godly self-confidence, taking the power back, more on like an emotional, physical level. So like, do you feel like there could be a difference between like unhealthy, like pride and like healthy confidence, like unhealthy confidence and healthy confidence?
Yeah, there is, and then I can start with the unhealthy one.
Okay.
And I can divide that in two. This is how my mind says. And then unhealthy is when you feel that you're superior. No, money doesn't make you superior. Beauty doesn't make you superior. Intelligence doesn't make you superior. Your background doesn't make you superior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those things, they don't make you superior. And you can tell when people believe that. The way they act, the way
their character.
Yeah. And then the other way that's unhealthy is when you're on the other side, when you feel inferior. When your background affects the way you act. When having money or not having money affects you. When feeling, I don't know how to say, not attractive affects you.
Okay.
Like, no.
Insecure.
Insecurity. Yeah. So that's so unhealthy, and people just keep feeding on that. I'm like, I'm not pretty. I don't want to be in the picture. I don't feel good. And I was like, for me, it's like I feel frustrated sometimes because I wish people could see themselves like God sees them.
I know.
Right? So that's the two unhealthy ways that I say, like when you are here and when you're here, not in the middle.
Okay. So I agree with you there. I think that's a really good way to describe it, like the two spectrums, like because in the middle I feel like that would be more of the healthy confidence. I think when it's like unhealthy, there's like an arrogance. You brag more. You like make things about you. You know, you have that person that's like in a conversation and it's like they're always saying what they have going for them, or like, oh, but I can do this, or like something like that. And there's some people that do it in a subtle way, and like I catch that right away, and I'm like, that's a little prideful. I mean, I'll keep it to myself, but like, you just catch things. You catch certain things. You catch how people react, what people say, how they want to fit themselves into like a conversation. So that's like the arrogance part. And then when I think of like doing things without God and like not giving God the glory and kind of just like I did this. I got myself to this position. I got myself this raise. Given the fact that yes, like there is a part that you play, right? You do work hard. But when you're not acknowledging God's like aspect or like how God kind of gave you that opportunity, I think that sometimes that can be a little bit unhealthy.
It is.
There's a verse, 2 Chronicles 26:16, that says, when he had become powerful, he also became proud, which led to his downfall.
Yeah.
So there's going to be warning signs when you seek less and less the help of God to get to a certain place, to elevate or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the healthy. Sorry, go ahead.
No, say the healthy. No, okay. Let's finish with the unhealthy one. And it's yeah, you have to be careful what you ask for or what do you want. Because the more money you have, it makes you forget about God. The prettier you are, it makes you more arrogant, more like, I deserve the word like yes and no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes not having something is a blessing.
Because you don't want to get to that point where things are so good and like you forget to talk to God for like however long. Do you feel like that's happened to you before? Like things are like, everything's good.
Never. He's always had me tied really close to it. I'm like, thank you. It hurts, but thank you. En español decimos que Dios aprieta, pero no ahorca. Like apretar.
Yes.
Oh, no, actually choke you. So he's so funny.
He told me before, but that's we already know that.
That's so funny, so visual, but it's like, yeah, he does that. He's not
with his love. You know, sometimes it hurts.
It does. I did the song. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Or I put it in we put the link. It's like, it has the word grace. He breaks you gracefully. Wow. That's such a good song that I'm like, it makes me want to cry. And she's this black girl singer. She's like, her voice. I'm like, I'm going to sing this song.
Okay.
But yeah, let's go to the healthy side.
Yeah, the healthy side. So there's like, let me see. So it's pretty much the same thing, but the opposite, right? The healthy confidence is you are giving glory to God. You are remembering that your value and identity is in Him, right? You have the security, and you just know that your work is not gonna get you that job, get you that friendship, that relationship. Like you kind of have that peace that like the way your life is going, the way your day-to-day is going. So like adding all those things together and then knowing like in Galatians 1:10, it's like, for am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Like, am I doing this to seek acceptance from people? Am I speaking a certain way or dressing a certain way because I want to fit in? Like, so it says...
Or I want to grab attention.
Yeah. And if we're still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. So it's like, you can't do both. And like walking in as a believer, it's like, you'll notice when you're doing things to, like, let's say, attract attention or, you know, use your beauty as like a gateway. And sometimes
you know that I struggle with that.
Yeah,
I know. I'm pretty sure you do. Because our bodies, the way that we look, I always grab the wrong attention.
Yeah, just by walking, literally.
And it's like, I don't want that. Like, and then it's painful. Like, how do I manage this? It's been hard all of these years, and it doesn't get easier. But like, what I stopped doing was like trying to like content me, the way that I walk, the way that I smile, the way that I dress. Because I used to like cover my body and do things. I was like, I'm
like almost at that stage right now where I feel like I have to diminish like how I look, and like I have to cover. And I think that's part of that is good, but also it's like I don't want to feel like I need to hide.
I hate that feeling. I don't like it.
Me either. What do we do?
Jesus!
Yes, we need to call on the Lord. So I was watching this podcast, and it was talking about like the things that, like, okay, it was talking about like marriage, but like what men think when you're dating. So prior to that, right? And it was talking about his experience with his wife, who they've been together like 5 years now. You know the podcast, it's that, yeah. So you know that one, yeah. So he was like, what made him fall in love with her was her character and like her security and confidence, that like she didn't have to perform. She didn't have to like, oh my gosh, like she was secure in herself, and like she had her own things going on. She was like, I love how cool you were. Like, I love that you did these things that like were different and like were because you wanted to try them, like the hobbies that you had. I think she was like, she went into this, I don't remember, it was like a camp for art or something. So like different things, but like it wasn't because the guy liked it, or like I'm gonna do this because he likes to do this, or like, so she had her own things going on, her own projects, her own, so that's what, you know, attracted her to him. So that's just something to think about, right? Like, and it's in the Bible, and we talked about this just you know, recently in our last episode about like the security and the character and the identity that you have in God will show.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to pretend like you're someone else
Or perform.
Or perform. Yeah, the perform. Mm-hmm. And that's what we see. That's the message we see.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over and over. I know.
And also, yeah.
You guys don't have to do that. It's like, it's a waste of time. Whatever you're attracting is not genuine. You're not attracting genuine people because you're not being yourself. So like, you gotta act all the time. First of all, that's draining. Right? So you don't have to do that.
But yeah. Going back to God.
Mm-hmm.
Even with God, you don't have to do that. You don't have to.
That's a good way to wrap this.
Yes.
that.
Stop performing because he sees who you really are. And he doesn't judge you.
Yep. He's still working on you.
And again, I think we're going to talk about this soon. And it's like, there is no way that you can be perfect while we're on this earth. So you're trying to be this person, the praise, the God, the this, and then you spend how many hours on your knees, like, he can see why you're doing it, you know?
Yeah. That's good.
And those people that they pray, like, there's like a verse in the Bible that says, like, those that pray loud, or that you can see they're like ojeras because they're fasting. It's not about that. Who are you showing it? Because if you're doing it to God,
seeking man's approval.
Because if you're doing it for God, he sees like he's not receiving the offering. He's not going past the roof. It's not going anywhere.
Stop performing, yeah.
For the world and for God. Be your own unique person. Seek your own validation. Like, I did this and I feel great, and boom.
God is a beautiful being, right? And we're made in his image. So if we're not happy with ourselves, it's like we're saying that God doesn't amount to any, like he doesn't measure up. He's not good enough. Every time you say things about yourself, and I think our pastor just talked about it, like, you know, not loving someone else is the same as not loving Jesus. So that same thing goes for you. Right?
Mm-hmm. How can you love God if you cannot love yourself? Because he loves you.
Because he loves you so much. That's it.
He loved me first. Yeah.
Boom.
This is the end of this episode.
Wow, that was deep. Yeah. I love that.
We're gonna talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna go more into like the spiritual aspect of it, and like we're gonna hit more Bible stories. So stick around.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks, guys. See you next week. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna figure it out. So, yeah.
Bye.